Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are doing absolutely well. Guys, in this video we are going to see GenC technical assessment, actual questions that were asked in the actual technical assessment. Okay, I will be showing you the questions also, and I will be trying to explain you the answers also related to those questions. Make sure to watch the video till complete end, because you will get a lot of benefit by practicing these questions, because sometimes the technical assessment questions get actually repeated, or if not, then the exact similar pattern questions will come with just some data will be changed. Okay, so make sure to watch it very carefully, and if required you can also watch it twice if you have not understood it in one go. Also, I just want two things from you guys. If you are finding this content helpful, please write the word helpful so that I get to know how many of you are preparing for your examinations, and I can post more such videos related to that. So before we start the video, if you are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel, as I regularly upload these kinds of helpful videos for all of you. Okay, so now let's get started with today's topic. So guys, these are the questions that came in the assessment. Okay, these are the actual questions. Now, since these images are not much readable, what I have done is I have taken them in the written format so that we can read them clearly and we can solve them clearly, so that it will give you a better practice of how you can also attempt the questions in the examination and what types of questions comes. So this will have a very good preparation of questions for all of you. So let's see the first question that we have, which is based on SQL. So let's read the question first. Write an SQL query to display the user ID, first name and last name of the top 5 users who have sent the most messages. Along with the number of messages they have sent, the output should be sorted in descending order of user ID. Your output should contain the following 4 columns: user ID, first name, last name and message sent. You can view the database schema by clicking on View Schema tab at the bottom of the query window, or on the right side, on the right hand side of the screen basically. So see guys, I have also not just taken the question for all of you guys, so that if someone is not aware how to solve this question, just I have taken a sample answer. Okay, there can be multiple ways of writing this query, but I have taken one such way. Okay, I would not recommend you, if you are already aware of how to solve this question, then don't watch this solution of mine. You yourself try to figure out okay how you can solve it, but if you are not aware, you can watch this solution. So see, what I have done here is I have used the select. First I'll read out the query and then I'll try to explain you. Select u.user id, u.first name, u.last name, count m.message id as message sent. Okay, and from users view, basically we are retrieving user id, first name and last name from the users table. Okay, and we count the number of messages sent by each user using this count. Okay, and like this count, we are counting the number of messages sent by each user and analyze its message sent. Okay, then what we are doing is we are joining the tables. Okay, the message table contains message details, and we use joins on users and messages, where user u.user id is equals to m.send id, which means user.user id is equal to messages.sender id to fetch the messages sent by the each user. Then what we are doing, we are grouping the data. So this basically, this line that you'll see on line number 4, this line is ensuring that the messages count is calculated per user. Okay, and then what we are doing is we are sorting the data. Okay, so for sorting we are using order by, and it sorts the users by number of messages sent in descending order, and this order by user id DESC is applied to sort the users in descending order. Okay, and then we are limiting it to 5, which means limit 5. This is basically ensuring that only the top 5 users with the highest messages counted are displayed. Okay, and then finally this will be our expected output. Like basically this expected output you won't have to see, but yeah, like what this query will generate and what the data that it will give, this is the data that we will have. Okay, the name of the employees, their last name and user IDs, and then messages sent. I hope you have found it helpful. Guys, if you have found it helpful, please put the word helpful in the comment section, because with that only I get to know that how many of you are preparing for the exam, and I can post more videos related to that. Let's move on to the next question that we have. Again, the next question is also based on a query only. Let's see what we have to do in this query. First, let's read the question clearly. Write an SQL query to display first name, position and salary of staff members where salary is greater than 50,000. Use an alias for the first name column as staff first name. Your output should contain the following 3 columns, that is staff first name, position and salary. You can view the database schema by clicking the View Schema tab on the bottom of the query window on the right hand side of the screen. Let's see the query first of all, and then I'll try to explain you. Again, I would not suggest you to go with my solution. You try to create your own query, because that will give you a practice of how can you solve these questions in the examination. So the query is select first name as staff first name, position, salary from staff where salary is greater than 50,000. So basically what we are doing is we are retrieving the first name and salary from the staff table. The column first name is aliased as staff first name using as to match the required output format. Okay, and then what we are doing is we are filtering the data. That is what we are doing here is where salary is greater than 50,000. So this condition ensures that only staff members earning more than 50,000 are included, and then we are outputting the things. Okay, which means the query returns only the relevant details with proper aliasing as required. So basically whatever the conditions that we need to set, and this will be our expected output. Okay, like the name and salary will be greater than 50,000 and then their positions. So this output displays staff members earning more than 50,000 with their first name as staff first name. Okay, I hope this is understandable. And guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so, because it takes a lot of hard work to create this kind of content for all of you. Okay, so if you respect the content that I'm providing, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel, because that is only what you guys can do for me. Let's move on to the next question, which is based on HTML CSS part, which is UI based. Okay, the one UI based question that we get. Let's read the question clearly first, and then I will give you the quick answers for this question. Okay, and I will also try to explain you, but again I would suggest you that you try to solve it on your own, because watching my solution will only make you understand this question, but the other questions that you are going to attempt, how you can get it right. So you have to be prepared enough so that in exam when the question comes, you can solve it on your own. Let's see the question that we have on our screen. You are working on an interactive animal display application that showcases adorable animal images and fun facts. While the basic structure is in place, it needs functionality to dynamically update images and facts based on the user selection, ensuring that the correct animal image and its fun fact are displayed whenever their respective button is clicked. The objective are: add the ID animal fact to the paragraph element in HTML that displays the animal fact, add a gap of 15 pixels in CSS to display the button properly, ensure that the puppy and kitten buttons display the correct animal image and fun fact when clicked by linking them to the appropriate functionality. Constraint is: do not modify any existing IDs and class names, keep all the existing styles and functionality intact. Okay, see guys, so don't focus much on this like JavaScript part, because most of the things will be set up, given to you already set up in the code. Okay, your main part is to set up the HTML part, CSS part, and basics JavaScript, whichever is required. Okay, so see, first of all, let's see this like code. Okay, you can see this code. Basically this is for HTML part, and this is like whatever, like gap addition was required, like 15 pixel and all. This is for that part. I'll quickly guide you through it. Okay, so see, it was asked to add a ID, right? So we have added an ID animal fact here. Okay, and to the paragraph element in the HTML, this is basically ensuring that we can dynamically update the displayed fact. Okay, and then we are adding margin right of 15 pixels between the button for better UI alignment. Okay, and then we have linked the event listeners to the puppy and the kitten buttons in the JavaScript part. Okay, and so that when the puppy is clicked, it updates the image to puppy.jpg and send the changes to puppies, like whatever the thing is there. Okay, like quote or something, the text basically. And when kitten is clicked, updates the image to kitten.jpg and the changes updates the fact to the kitten related fact. Okay, and what will be the expected output? Basically when the puppy button is clicked, the image should update to the puppy image, and then the fact should update the puppy fact. Okay, and when we click on the kitten button, the image should update to the kitten picture, and then the fact should update related to the kitten. So basically this is how you have to write it. Basically for all of those who have basic understanding of HTML, CSS, JavaScript, this is one of the easiest ones, and we have seen that the level of questions were very easy. It was not that tough if you have prepared well. So I would also say you that please make sure that you prepare well for these, because if you are already prepared well, you won't find it tough. And that is the main motive of me creating these videos, so that you get a actual habit of or actual practice of questions that come in your assessment. Okay, let us first understand the syllabus. Okay, and how much weightage does this part have? Okay, so see, first of all, if you take cluster 1 or cluster 2 or your cluster 3, okay, this part is going to be common. Okay, so you have to consider that this is mandatory. Does not matter you are from which cluster. If you are going to attempt your GenC technical assessment, then this is the must part that you should study. Okay, so see, query database ANSI SQL using MySQL. This is exactly common in all the 3 clusters. And if you even read the syllabus, that is DDL, DML, DCL, TCL, understanding constraints and their types, SQL operators, SQL functions, clauses in SQL, joins and their types, subqueries, views and indexes. This syllabus is also exactly same for all the 3 clusters. So you can say this video is going to be helpful for everyone who is going to attempt the technical assessment of GenC. Okay, see, now we have read the syllabus. So now this, from going forward, what we will do is we will take one by one topic of the syllabus. Okay, I have created this video in such a way that I am covering one by one topic of the syllabus and we will be studying about it. Okay, and this video is just studying, okay, or you can say a cheat sheet where you will find all the topics related content in just one single video. And from next video we are going to start preparing the MCQs. Okay, so I will be taking all the previous year MCQs based on SQL which have been asked in the previous GenC assessments, and we will start practicing one by one. So this way you will have the best practice of this part. Okay, so let's start. See, our topic is database, ANSI, SQL using MySQL. Okay, first of all, introduction to databases and SQL. See, what is a database? Database is nothing but a collection of structured data that allows storage, retrieval and management of data efficiently. Okay, next is what is MySQL. MySQL is a popular open source relational database management system, that is RDBMS. Okay, we also call it as RDBMS. Next is SQL. SQL is what? SQL is a structured query language, a standard language for interacting with relational databases. Okay guys, now before moving forward to the next section, you might think that okay, we are doing a very high level study or these are very basic things, right? So guys, I just want to let you know that see, all of you must be having, if you are attempting your for this GenC examination, I am expecting that all of you have like once studied this as a complete subject in your graduation, right? I also know that we all have databases in our graduation. So covering everything, and you cannot study everything, okay, for this MCQ, because this is just a part of one syllabus, right? This is not the complete syllabus. So studying everything won't take you anywhere. So I have taken those points which are important for you to attempt your MCQs. Okay, MCQs and the questions that will come in your this GenC examination. So don't think that okay, these are very basic things, we already know it, so it won't be helpful. This is kind of a quick cheat sheet or revision for you. So going forward, it will be helpful when we solve the MCQs and questions based on this. Okay, not just MCQs, because in this part we will not only get MCQs, but we will also get the questions in which we have to write queries also. So make sure that you focus very attentively and study this part. Okay, let's see. Next part is SQL categories. See, SQL is divided into several subcategories. And the first category that we are going to study is DDL. So DDL, first of all, you should know the full form of DDL. DDL stands for data definition language. Okay, data definition language, because this can come as a like question only, but that is what is the full form of DDL, and you will be given 4 options. So the correct answer for this one will be data definition language, and this is used to define and modify database structures basically. Okay, and let's see what are the different commands that we have in this. First command is our create command. So what is the purpose of that command? It creates databases, tables, indexes and views. Okay, and I have taken one SQL query where we are using this create command. See, create is one of the most basic commands, okay, to create the database or tables, anything. If you have to create anything, so this is the command that we are using. Okay, so see, this is the example query, create table employees. So here we are creating a table, and then what are the things that we are passing is which should have an ID, and the type of ID should be integer, and it is a primary key of the table. Okay, name should be of type varchar and department should be of varchar. Okay, so this is like how we can use this create query. So this is very basic stuff, so I'm not digging deep into this. I just want that it should give you a quick refresher of these all commands and all which commands comes under which category. Okay, so the second command, second thing that we have is alter. Okay, so see, alter is used for modifying existing table structure. So if you have an existing table and if you want to modify something in that, you will use alter. Okay, alter keyword. So alter table employees and then add column salary integer. So whatever you want to alter, based on that you have to write your query. Okay, next is your drop. Okay, so drop basically what does it does? It deletes databases, tables or indexes. So drop table employees. So this is one of the most dangerous commands, guys, if you have seen. Okay, because in production database, we sometimes see people just unknowingly run this command and it deletes the entire database only, right? But yeah, drop command is basically used to delete anything. Okay, that is either your database or your any table or any indexes. So it is used for that. Next is your truncate. Okay, truncate is basically used for delete all the records from a table without removing the table structure. So we have truncate table employees. Okay, so if you want to delete all the records from a table without removing the table structure, so your data will be removed, but the table structure will remain as it is. Okay, for example, if I have this table which has like serial number 1, 2 and then some name, okay, like Ram and all, Ram, Shyam. Okay, so what will happen if I run this command? This data will get refreshed, or this data will get removed, but the table structure will remain as it is. Okay, that is the equal amount of cells and rows and columns. Okay, hope you understood it. Okay, now let us move on to the next one, which is DML. Okay, first of all, what is DML stands for? DML stands for Data Manipulation Language. Okay, you have to remember it, because you know in exams, if the question will come on short form and full forms, then the options are quite tricky sometimes. Okay, so you should not feel like, okay, I will get the options and I will select the correct out of it. You should know it by yourself. Okay, but it should be by hearted by you. You should not be dependent on options, for at least for shortcuts, I would say. Let's see. So it is basically used for manipulating the data within the tables. Okay, so DML name itself suggests manipulation. So any data this needs to be manipulated will be coming under this. Okay, see, first we have insert. So it basically adds a new row. Let's see one example. Insert into employees, and what are the things, that is ID, name and department, and what are the values that we want to insert, that we will give. Okay, next is update, modifying the existing record. So if there are any existing record and we want to modify them, so in that case we are going to use update. So update employees and set salary equals to 50,000 where ID is equals to 1. Okay, so update is basically whatever your existing record is there, we want to update it. So it is we are going to use update in that case. Next one is your delete. So it removes the specific records in this case. So delete from an employees where ID is equals to 1. So you just need to mention your ID, and from that it will delete that particular row. Okay. Okay, so now let's move on quickly to the next one, which is your DCL. DCL stands for Data Control Language. Okay, Data Control Language. Let's see which all keywords that we have here. So the commands that we have here are grant. It gives permissions to the users. So if you want to give any permission, which command you are going to use, you are going to use grant. Okay, let's see. Grant, select, insert on employees to, and then the user. Okay. Next is your revoke command. It removes the permissions from the user, and here we have taken one example of the revoke command. Okay, hope you have got it. Quickly moving on to the next one, TCL. Okay, next up we have TCL. So TCL is what? Transaction Control Language. Okay, Transaction Control Language. So far we have seen 3. This is the fourth one. Okay, what is it used for? Used to manage database transactions. So anything related to transactions will be taken care by this one. First command that we have is commit. Save changes permanently. In order to save any changes permanently, we use commit. Okay, simply commit. Next is rollback. Revert changes since the last commit. If you want to change anything from our last commit, so it will be like rollback. It is like Control Z of database. Okay. Next is your save point. That's a point within a transaction to which you can roll back. So save point is my save point. You can save a point in this way, so later on you can roll back to that particular save point. Okay, so we have already seen that second part, and now we are moving on to the third, which is SQL constraints and their types. Okay, constraints enforces rules on data in data tables. First is your primary key. Okay, what is the purpose of primary key? It ensures uniqueness in a column. Okay, so how you will write a primary key? It's like basically I've taken the syntax here. Create table students, and inside that ID we are setting it as primary key. Okay, and then there is also one more table. See, you will have different columns, right? So for example, usually like I would say 95 or 99% of the case you keep your ID as your primary key. Okay, because what is a primary key? Basically it helps you uniquely identify any data in your table. Okay, so which means that ID cannot duplicate. Then if you already have one as your ID once, then it cannot repeat again. Okay, you cannot have an ID with the one again. Okay, moving on, foreign key. Foreign key maintains the referential integrity between tables, and here is an example. Create table orders, order ID, and then here we are using primary key, and then here we are mentioning foreign key. Okay, references customer ID. Moving on, next, unique. Unique ensures unique values in a column. So in a column we have multiple values. So how you will use unique? Create table users and then username, and then you will mention unique. Okay, here. Next up you have not null. So not null prevents storing null values. Okay, so if you have any null values, it will get stored. So if you won't want that, you can use not null. Okay, let's see the next command that we have. It is check. So what does it do? Restricts value within a condition. So if you want to put any check, then it is like you can use this one. So create table employees and then salary check salary is greater than 30,000. So it is like basically a condition. Next is your default. Assign a default value to a column. So create table products, name is this, and price decimal. Default you are giving it as 0.00. Okay, let's move on now to the next topic, which is SQL operators. Okay, so in SQL we have different operators. Let's see which are them. First one is your arithmetic operator. In arithmetic operator we have like normal operators like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, percentage. So I've taken one example. In this one you can see how to perform addition operation. Select salary plus 5,000 from employees. Okay, so this will basically add up. Okay, so here we are doing the addition operation. Next is your comparison operation, and under comparison operations you will get equals to, not equals to. This is not equals to, by the way. Okay, this is greater than, less than, greater than equals to, and less than equals to. Okay, and again you can see one example. Select star from employees where salary is greater than 40,000. Basically star means everything. So select everything from the employees table where the salary is greater than 40,000. Moving on to the next operator, which is logical operator. So in a logical operators we have three types, like and, or, and not. So what is one example query? Let's see that. Select star from employees where salary is greater than 30,000 and department is equals to IT. So if you have to give more than one condition, then we use and. Okay, and means what? Both of them should satisfy, then only our query should result. Okay, if one of them will be not one of them does not satisfy, then don't show that record. Okay, and if we want that either one of the conditions to satisfy, then in that case we use or. I hope like everyone is aware about the basic usage of logical operators. I'm not like discussing more about it. Let's quickly move on to the next one, which is like operator in our case. Okay, so it is used for pattern matching. So let's see one example here. Select star from employees where name, like, J, and then mod. Okay, so it is used for pattern matching. So if anything which is starting with J, so it's like we will use this one. Next is your IN operator. In operator used to filter based on a list. So let's see the example. Select star from employees where department in HR, IT. So basically this is the this is used for filter. Okay, let's now quickly move on to one new next topic, which is SQL functions. So in SQL we have different functions. First one is our aggregate functions. So it is used for calculations on multiple rows. Okay, let's see. We have different types of functions, like count function. It is what it is used for. It is used for count purpose. Okay, so one example you can see here is select count from employees. Okay, next function that we have is sum function. Select sum salary from employees. It will basically do the summation. Next is your average AVG function. Select average of salary from employees. So basically it will does the average part. Okay, it will take care of the average part. Next is your maximum. For that we have the function max. Select max of salary from employees. Next up we have min, which is select min of salary from employees. Basically pretty basic functions, I would say. That is count, sum, average, and max and min. Okay, these are very basic ones, but it is good to know. Okay, because as I told you, while solving questions you might need them. Okay, let's move on now to the next part, which is SQL clauses. So in SQL we have different clauses. First one being where. So what is the purpose of it? We have already used it multiple times, right? So it is basically used for filtering the records. Let's see one example. Select star from employees where salary is greater than 50,000. So basically any filtration if we have to do, we have to put a condition. So for that we use where clause. Next is your order by clause. It is used for sorting your result. Okay, which means you can order your results in this case. So let's see. Select star from employees, order by salary, and DESC, which means descending order. Next up we have your group by, group rows with column values. So select department, count from employees, group by department. So if you want to do a particular grouping, then you have to use this clause. Next up here is your having clause, which is like filter after grouping. Let's see this example. Select department, count from employees, group by department, having count greater than 5. Okay, so which means in this case we are filtering after the grouping is done. Okay, hope you have got it. Moving on to the next topic, which is SQL joins and their types. Okay, so in SQL joins it is used basically to retrieve data from multiple tables, and we have different types of joins like inner join, left join, right join, and full join. So what is the purpose of inner join? I have taken just one example, and then for others I've just taken the meaning of them. So the inner join basically it returns the matching records. Let's see the example. Select employees.name, departments.department name from employees, inner join departments on employees.department ID is equals to departments.id. basically it returns the matching record basically. Okay, left join is what? Left join is it returns all the records from the left table and matching records from the right table. Right join, it returns all the records from the right table and matching records from the left table, the other way around of left join basically. Next up is your full join. It returns all the records whenever there is a match in either of the table. Okay, hope you have got it. Moving on to the next one, which is your subqueries. Let's see in subqueries, what does it mean? A query within a query is called as subquery. Okay, let's see the example. Select name from employees where salary is greater than. Again, inside this we have another query, that is select average salary from employees. So this is a case of subqueries. Okay, moving on, views and indexes. So see, first of all, what is a view? A virtual table based on SQL query is called a view. Okay, so let's see the example. Create view high salary as select name salary from employees where salary is greater than 50,000. So if you want to create a virtual table based on your SQL query, then that is your views. Next is your indexes. It is used to speed up your query. Let's see the example. Create index name on employee's name. Okay, hope you have understood it. And guys, like, there is one note now. You know, whatever we have discussed in this video, what I have done is I have summarized it in kind of a note. Okay, notes format. So if you want to see all this which we have studied so far in kind of a summary of that, please check the links in the description. I will leave the link of it. You can go there and read it out so that it will be very good for your quick revision kind of stuff. Okay, so guys, that's all for this video. Actually, I have tried to cover almost everything which is a part of this syllabus for MySQL, and I know like there is a lot to discuss, but you know, there is no point of reading too much or studying too much, because our focus should be on solving questions. That is our main goal, right? So that's all for this video. If you have any doubts, let me know in the comment section. Please share your review in the comment section, that are you even finding this videos helpful or not. You can join me on Telegram and Instagram. You can ask your queries even there too. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet, because that gives me motivation to bring more such content for all of you. Thanks for watching the video.